Hello, everybody. Welcome into our founders event. These are my favorite events. We get to talk to our founders at Softr and our head of product. So we have Mariam, our CEO, Artur, our CTO, and Austin, our head of product here to showcase Softr Workflows to you and to discuss what our vision is going forward. And of course, to answer your questions along the way. But let's get started first. Put your location in the chat where you're calling in from. And then also I have a poll for you. I want to know which one of you or who has used Softr Workflows so far. So let us know when you get a chance. It's great to have you here. We're going to just wait a couple of minutes and then we'll get started. But thanks for being here. It's going to be a fun show. We have folks all over the world: New York, Netherlands, San Francisco, Malaysia, Toronto. Awesome. Awesome. And also in chat, can you put a quick wave hand if you are participating in Build Week this week? Put a wave hand emoji in chat. See where our fellow Build Week builders are as well. Awesome. Welcome, Will. Look at that, Zane. I see these names. It's good to see you around. Lindsay, welcome back. You've been a regular this week. Hey, Doug. Hey, guys. Good to see you all. Glad to have you here this morning, Thursday, for our Softr Workflow session. We'll get started in just a couple minutes. So far, the answer for the poll is about 50-50 that they've used workflows or they haven't used workflows. So it's going to be both great for both of you. We're going to be showing you a demo of what workflows looks like in action, specifically using the UI triggers with Softr interfaces and Softr Workflows, which makes magic happen, among other things. All right, Mariam, what do you think? Should we get started?
Let's do that.
All right, let's do it. So to get us started for today, we'll do quick introductions around, but Miriam is going to talk more about the vision behind workflows and where this is bringing us as a company. Archer is going to give us a live demo of it all. And then Austin, our head of product, is going to be talking about the roadmap forward, some of the upcoming features. And of course, we're going to finish it with Q&A. When you go to submit questions, feel free to answer it along the chat. We'll do our best to answer it during the live event, but if not, we'll also try to do it in a follow-up on our community forum as well. But other than that, we will be having a recording and we will post it to our YouTube as well after the fact. Mariam, the show is yours.
From the Softr community here, and this is really exciting, one of the most exciting events that I really love joining, because there is we have all of the builders around the world joining. So today I'm really excited to share our big news with you all. And we are just going to start by just looking back at where we started 4 years ago, which is when we launched our first app builder. So 4 years ago, our goal was really simple: to empower all of the knowledge workers to create their own software without code. And our goal was also make software building as easy as building with Lego. So you bring your business problem, and then we give you all of the structure, guardrails, and the power behind software to make this happen, to let it happen in days instead of months and engineering effort. So over the past year, software has really evolved a lot, and it has transformed from an application builder on top of third-party databases to a powerhouse that offers now all-in-one solution to do everything, to build all of your business software in one place. So if we look back at where most of the companies still are, right, most of the businesses are still running on a patchwork of spreadsheets and manual processes. Even within larger companies, IT teams are still struggling to figure out what kinds of tools to use. Most of the time, there's still tons of manual effort going behind the scenes, and all of that data and the workflows are really scattered across spreadsheets, emails, manual workflows, off-the-shelf solutions like vertical solutions, and also obviously legacy systems. Especially big portion of our customer base is from the non-tech industry, like manufacturing, logistics, real estate, and all these kinds of companies really are not, tech is not at their core. So really they're very much struggling even to keep up with where the current software software systems are and what is possible to do. So I think one other thing that we kind of kept talking about, and every builder knows, that every software consists of really three big main components. One being the database, which is the data is really the foundation of every workflow in your business. And that's where you store all the data structured in a structured and scalable way. Interface is with all of the UI custom kind of public facing place where your users are interacting with this data, submitting forms, managing this data, updating, etc. And then the logic is where the part where it connects the database to the interface and lets users to actually lets apps become more smarter and do custom operations within the apps. So with the launch of Softr databases earlier this year, we gave businesses this kind of ability to store and manage data in one single place in a scalable manner, and they don't have to juggle, maintain, and pay for multiple tools. So until now, for the logic part, we also have had a business logic functionality inside our platform, mainly through action buttons, right? Which user can perform one of operations towards the database. Or for more complex operations, workflows, we had to rely on external third-party platforms like Zapier, Make, and Anything. And while they're amazing, they do a great job, it also has been really not the most efficient way for our users and builders to build full stack end-to-end apps, because it becomes at some point very hard to implement. There's also a lot of learning curve, obviously. Becomes hard to maintain, debug for errors, and of course costs more. So the last missing piece really for Softr to have everything in one ecosystem is the workflows. And that's what we are announcing today. With the launch of Workflows, now Softr really becomes a full stack platform where your apps, data, and automations all live together in one place. So what the platform really, what the workflows comes with is you can build automations that connect your Softr apps, your databases, and also any other tool in your stack like Airtable, Google Sheets, Slack, Gmail, etc. So there's three main components to kind of understand as part of the workflows that it enables every user. So Softr apps and databases is where any change in your database can trigger a workflow. Any UI action done by the user can trigger a workflow. Then second portion is the building tools. It already comes in off the top from the get-go with conditions, loops, filters, and scheduling, branching logic. All of this will be kind of showcased in a bit. And the third portion is the third-party integrations. Obviously, not everything lives within Softr, so Workflows also allows you to extend the functionality beyond Softr ecosystem, so you can connect to external either data sources or external tools you are using day to day, such as Gmail, calendars, and so on. So with this, obviously, it becomes much easier to manage everything in one stack. And whether you are automating one single task or building end-to-end systems, some portion being, workflows running maybe behind the scenes, some are interconnected with your apps, or just completely kind of running separate scheduled jobs or so. Everything now you can do all in one platform without any code required. So I think kind of some key benefits that comes with it, obviously, is there's no need to stitch multiple tools together anymore to build more complex operational workflows. It's faster because everything is natively offered in one platform and connected in one platform. It's very easy to do the troubleshooting and fixing, and we're working on to add more functionality to let the users do this much easier and much more granular way. And obviously it reduces thousands of dollars in costs. As we know, it's also becoming at certain point really expensive to run on multiple tools. So this release really is a foundation for everything that's coming next, which is more connections, deeper integrations, richer AI actions from your Softr apps, and even more powerful ways to automate your business operations. With that, I'm going to hand over to Artur for the workspace demo, for the workflows demo, so you can actually see all of that in action.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I'm going to do a high-level overview first, and then we'll run very specific demos so that you can see the power of Softr Workflows. And the workflows we have been developing for the past couple of months, and it's a new product. But what's very fascinating that it's very powerful already from the get-go. And I'm going to show you right now. Let me share my screen. So yeah, our team is shipping very fast, multiple times per day, and we have to refresh here to get the latest good stuff. Very first, like we have the workflows as a new feature here, and from the get-go, we already have a lot of triggers, right? So Airtable, Gmail, Google Sheet, and more data sources will be added, and more triggers will be added. What's also very cool is that we have Software app-specific triggers, and one of those will be the one that I will demo, run custom workflow. And we also lately added user added. So whenever a user is added to your application, that acts as a very application-specific trigger. So you can take that event and then create a workflow and send something specific to your users. And the run custom workflow is pretty much in your application. You can have any button, and then clicking on that can trigger to this. I'll go deeper into those triggers and workflows, so you see the power. And no other workflow tool has this, because we combine all of the three components in one, like applications, databases, and workflows. And this gives very nice touch that you can have very specific UI, UI workflows, UI actions, UI triggers, and so on. We'll see it in a bit. We also have software databases triggers, and we have added few, and more will be added in the next couple of weeks. And those that are running like every minute will also be turned into instant triggers. So more to come in this area, because both databases and workflows are very new, and a lot more features will be added here. We also have very classic webhooks and one-time schedule and recurring schedule. So those are also very common. And again, why I stress it out is a lot of applications that come from the get-go don't have so many capabilities, and Software wanted to give it, all from the go. There's still a lot of work to be done. Don't get me wrong that we are kind of done here, but it's already very powerful from the get-go. So those are the triggers. Let's just quickly jump into the action section as well. So I covered the high-level overview, and then we can go and do the very specific demo. So here on the action side, you can see that actions are even more richer than we had for triggers. So we have a very classic data source actions, like on Airtable side, add record, delete record, doing it in bulk, etc. So more of those will be added, like for Google Sheet and also Notion, HubSpot, etc. So more will be added here. And we have like classic communication ones as well, like a Gmail, Google Calendar, Slack, Postmark for email sending, and so on. We do have AI integration, which is also very powerful. And we do have two modes of AI integration. One is through Softr AI. So here is when you have the action, and you don't need to care about the platforms, the API keys, etc. So you rely on Softr to take care of it, and you just select the models that you want to use, and it does your job for you. So that's the easiest way for very non-technical people to use AI in their workflows. We do also have like bring your own key option, which is if you select Anthropic here, for example, and you want to write a custom prompt or like take any of the pre-existing prompts, then you can essentially connect to your Anthropic account, and then you have your account, your API keys, and for more technical use cases, you can directly use your own API key and directly pay to Anthropic. And in other case, it will be included in Software AI credits, and it will be either explicit add-on that you will add to your package, or it will be you will still consume pre-built AI credits that comes with every pricing plan. So this is on the AI individual ones, and also Software AI. Soon we will be adding more providers, like Mistral is in the pipeline that I know, and as we go, we'll add more as we hear from the customers. And then we have our own very special software database with its actions, and we have built-in capabilities that are also very powerful. So branching is allowing to create like many different branches with very advanced conditions and so on. So again, very powerful from the get-go. You can have as many branches as you need, and based on the conditions, they will be running. In fact, you can have multiple branches running even in parallel, so based on your configuration. If you look further, then you can also use simpler version of branching, one could say, which is the filter. So maybe you put a filter in a path, and then you say, this only will run when these filters are met. We have also a wait action. If something is happening in one step, let's say you call an API, and that API takes a lot of time, and you want to wait certain predefined amount of time, and then continue your workflow. You can also put the wait here. We have loops, like a bulk action. So when you get data from other systems, let's say you are reading from Softr database, you read 100 records, you are doing a bulk read, then you can iterate over them and process each one individually through the loops. And you can even do loops within loops. So it's very powerful and very, very powerful feature. You can add the individual actions here. I don't know, send email, and you can have other loops inside, and so on and so forth. So this is like very powerful. And again, not many platforms that have been there had those from the get-go. Now, going further, we also have a couple of other built-in actions to make your life easier. So here we have Postmark to send email, or you can use Gmail to send email, but also we have email sending capabilities built into our apps. And that means you can also use the send email action to send emails, and you can also configure the sender signature, etc., everything, as you have been already doing for your application notifications like users and so on. Going further, this is also very powerful. You can use call API. Call API is essentially, you can call any API. So if you want to send SMS via Twilio API, and we don't yet have Twilio integration, which might come in the future, you still can use call API to access hundreds of thousands of APIs. So you just need to drop in this here and configure and send your request, and then that's it. So call API is to rescue when you are searching for an action that you don't find it yet as an integration. I need to hide this. So we do have also a couple of other powerful features that is a good companion for also AI actions, which is scrape web page. When you do some analysis and competitor research and data scraping, you can use scrap web page to get web page content in a markdown format. And you can also do extract PDF, which is if you're reading some data that has PDFs, etc., you can again read the content and pass it through, you can store in a database in a plain format, or you can again pass it to AI to do some summaries, or use that data to do some other calculations on top. And the last, and for today, is the powerful feature is a run custom code. So if there are some things and you are capable of writing code or writing code through AI, soon there will be AI here added, so that will help you to write a code. You can also use custom code and do Python or JavaScript and code some functionality that doesn't exist. It could be you get some data in certain API that has very weird format, and you might want just to have a simple code here that takes that input and translate it into a more simpler structure. Or just you can even do an API call from here and get even data from this. So all of these are like powerful features of Softr that you can use day to day to build powerful workflows. Now I will move in and show very specific use case, which is the UI triggers and UI actions. So you see what's possible to do when this is combined with your applications. So let me go back here. So this is the app that we will use to demonstrate it. I'll get back to this in a minute. It's an HR application. So we have the job descriptions here. It actually just only has a short description, and we will use this UI actions to create a long description with AI and UI actions. So that I'll get back to this page soon. This is the studio state of it. This is the workflow that we'll be running, and this is the database that we have, the job titles and short description that we already have, like consider it as a brief. And that's why we are a bit lazy, so we want to generate the description through the AI. And going back to here, what we are doing here, we are creating very specific trigger, which is run custom workflow. Run custom workflow comes with pre-built 2 actions that we can't remove. It's part of it, but you can disable this one. So it comes with show wait screen. So imagine you have this button in the UI, you click on it, and you want to interact with your user, right? So what's happening when you click on this button? Because that button click can trigger like complex workflow in the backend, and your user might need to wait, like let's say 30 seconds until something is complete. So you want to keep them engaged, and you want to show them what's going on. And they wait, and then you kind of get them to a page where they need to see the result. So here, show wait screen, we have a way to show different types of loaders, and there will be more functionalities added here as we go by. And then we have different messages for different amount of times that the user might be in the screen. Like for the first 10 seconds, you can have a different message and description. For the second, from the 10 to 20, a different one. And anything else bigger than 20 seconds, you can show a different message. So 3 types of messages that you can customize. So that's the first thing that the user will see when they click on a button. Then you can do, usual workflow things like a branching, etc. And each branch will have its end interaction, because you might take the users to different pages and you have different end interactions based on how your workflow progresses. And here for the end user interaction, we have multiple things we can do. We can say, show toaster, like everything was success or error, etc. And then title, so this is the messaging, show the success and the message in there. And then you can say like what to do when it's done. So you could pretty much stay on the same page. You can open a page and you can open a URL. In this particular case, we are opening a URL and we are taking to the detail page. And we are saying that, okay, let's open that page in the same tab. Let me reload this because there are again changes coming in. So now let's go and see how this is done on the application side. Okay. Yeah, here. So let me quickly refresh here. On the application side, we do have usual blocks. We do have action buttons. And for action button here, view job listing, we have the run custom workflow action. And we are selecting very specific workflow that I was just showing to you. And then we are passing very specific data from this particular item that the user will click. And from here, we are passing ID, which will be the current records ID, which will be the ID in the database that we have somewhere here, I believe. Yeah, record ID. And then we are also passing the short description, because what we want to do is take the short description, pass it to AI, and then AI creates a longer description of it. As you can see here, we have the short description here. We don't have the long description here. So the long description will need to be created. And what's also good to know, here we have a branching. We are saying if the long description is empty, then let's use AI action to actually, certain model and AI action to write the description. And once the description is produced, then we are using update record, where we are going and that particular record, we are updating with the result from the AI. So if it is not there, it will be created and persisted. If it's not there, we will, if it's already there, then we'll just end interaction and directly take the user to the description. So on the fly, we are generating the description. And let me just quickly demo that to you. Okay, I have too many tabs now that I need to figure out where I am. Yeah, here, sorry. Yeah, here now let's just create on this one. And as you can see, it's running. It shows us the feedback that just a moment, please wait while we complete your request. It's done now. And it takes us to this page where we have the long description, right? So, and if you go back, here you will also see that the long description has been already added. So that's it. That's it, very powerful. So this is just one of the most common use cases where you are using the generic button in your application, and then you can have the UI interaction happening. The other use cases, Austin, our head of product, will share more. We will be adding more of UI triggers into the application, so you will have a lot more use cases to customize. Yeah, and we have a bit of bonus like a vibe coding block, but I'll keep that for the next one. Super powerful one. We're all excited about this one, but that's for the next time. Thank you. Now I'll pass to Austin.
So in the upcoming, I'll say few months and maybe probably early Q1, our focus will be on a few areas. The first one will be adding more Softr app triggers and action, right? Things that pretty uniquely can only be done by us, and due to just how closely integrate with your application, the user interface. So these will include UI triggers like form submit, add record, edit record. We might not necessarily do one-click update and deletion because those are things you can just do in the workflow itself if you need them. But we also plan on adding things like comment posted or any like user-related events. If there's certain ones you want us to prioritize, feel free to let us know. Things like user deletion, onboarding completion. You might want to send a notification or something like that. And then we might also add some kind of like notification, like in-app notification is one of them. But later on, we're thinking about SMS and maybe I know it's been requested a long time. PWA notification is something that we can eventually look into due to the foundation we have now. It's probably not going to be this quarter, but it's definitely something that we're considering. And then also we'll improve some like basic utility you see in almost any workflow applications like data transformation. We're planning on having it as a standalone step, but also offer a way you can do it inline. The difference is that as a standalone step, you can actually save that as a variable that you can keep reusing throughout the workflow versus just ad hoc. You can do it inline, just do it once, that's it. And we'll offer different ways to do it. So it'll be easier way that's very beginner friendly, but also the slightly more advanced way, maybe similar to formula in database, where you can do really advanced stuff. And for those of you who know how to code a little bit, you can already do it with like custom code block as well. And then also we'll add daytime settings, which like very important. You with different time zone, you want to do some conversion. This one is crucial. And also we'll make it very easy for you to set up things like if you're looking for a record and you can find the record, how do you set up the path for that? Or if you call an API and there's certain response that might require a completely different way of handling, we'll offer some way for you to set those up easily. And also we'll spend time on the just general building experience that everyone has using the automation tool are kind of expecting, right? So troubleshooting, debugging what's wrong with your workflow, and also testing your workflow. A lot of people have asked, like similar to what you can do in Airtable automation, you might just want to pick a very specific record to test. That's something we do want to offer. Or maybe some mock tests, like if you don't have any data yet, at least you can have something that looks like maybe resemble a little bit. It's not realistic, but at least you can use it to set up actions after that. And also, yes, I've already tried the AI code builder. We also keep improving that. I think today it's already a lot more powerful than we expected, but we'll keep improving that so you can do more than just set up the framing of your workflow as well. And also, sorry, to a little typo here. So sharing is something we'll do. Along with database, we'll improve, allow you to share with guest collaborator, even within workflow will allow better control as well. And then also we will be adding CRUD action, like the pretty much actions from different provider integrations, like data source we connect to from the application side, Notion, HubSpot. We'll slowly adding them throughout the next few months. Then also some other tools that everyone uses a lot, like Calendly, for example, and maybe more the Google and Microsoft ecosystem tools. We will also include them. But also here is something, if you have any requests, always let us know. We'll always be looking for integration we can add that hopefully benefit everyone who uses Softr.
All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate having all of you demonstrate the power of workflows today. At this time, we're going to open it up for questions. Artur, Mariam, feel free to come on stage too. We'll just hand these questions out to whoever feels comfortable answering them. The first question that we have up today is Vibe Coding Block already available? Austin, do you want to maybe answer this one?
Probably Artur can answer because
it's not publicly yet available. We are still testing it. Very small group of people are opted in to test it out, and there are still improvements to be done, and we are working on it. So in the next couple of weeks, you will have an update, and it's going to be very exciting and powerful one.
Awesome. Next one we have up is some extra features like variable store aggregators and iterators. I think we already have the iterator with our looping functionality, but maybe the ability to set variables within workflows. Austin, do you think that's something that we'll be seeing?
Yeah, yes, for sure. I think like that is something pretty much all the automation tool have. So definitely we'll be adding that at some point. I can't say for sure how soon, but I don't think it's going to be a hard one. Yeah.
Cool. And I think we're starting to get this one a lot. So folks that are on Airtable, we made it really easy to migrate from their Airtable to Softr databases. But now with their automations or workflows that they had in Airtable, what does that migration look like coming over to Softr Workflows as well?
I think I can answer that. So unfortunately, there's no real way to, they don't offer API for us to kind of convert the automation you have set up. But what we have thought about, and maybe it could be possible, we'll try to experiment, is that we'll probably offer a way in the code builder for you to take a picture, a screenshot of your automation in Airtable, and we'll try to convert it to the best of our ability. I think that's the route we will go with, which is really the best we can do, to be honest. Yeah.
Cool. Next one up, is there ability to white label Softr Workflows to clients? It's a tough one. I think I don't think we would be offering this, at least in the near-term future. Correct me if I'm wrong, team.
No, I think that's fine. It's not built for that, and some platforms are built for that specifically. Ours is built to be used like you build an app, you kind of connect it, and then when you hand over, they get to see it pretty much.
Excellent. Next one up here is, let's see, API response. So a very advanced action for those that don't know, I think it's when you call the API and then you wait and get the response from that API that you called. Is this something that we'd be seeing in our workflows in the future?
I think that's already the case. So when you call an API, it has a response. You get the response as a set of variables, and then you can use in other actions. Without that, it would be a bit painful. I myself have many of those. Like I pull my API data from Intercom, and I have all the data. Then I pass it through to and then persist in other places, and then work with them.
Yeah. There's probably one advanced case we don't yet support, but definitely going to add is that maybe part of your workflow is you actually been waiting for something, API to call it. It's kind of like webhook, like trigger, but as part of the workflow. We'll definitely we already thought about it. We don't really have planned to introduce it, but with more use case come out, we'll find a way to probably offer it. Yeah.
Cool. Now, I think this one is another popular one. I think a lot of people have been having poor performance with Airtable as a database lately, and they're wondering about Airtable DSV2 on our side, which is our updated data source connection with Airtable to Softr. Where are we at with that?
We are testing it at the moment. It's almost like for many of applications, it runs in the background, and we just try to, in a parallel, run it, see all the issues beforehand, so that you avoid, on your clients, on users, avoid to see those issues. So it's sort of running. We are testing. We are seeing some issues, and we are still fixing it. And once we are very confident, which I expect in the next 1 or 2 weeks, then we will start slowly rolling out to some of the applications, and then eventually all of them. So it's in a very last phase of testing and fixing and rolling out.
And that also means that once Airtable is upgraded to DSV2, then you'll get those additional features, which are like comments, Ask AI, all the Kanban block, the latest blocks that came on are available, will now become available to Airtable as well once that is updated.
Exactly.
Yeah. Another thing that we've been seeing a lot today is AI credits and workflow credits. Once they expand those two or exhaust those two, can they buy more? Like, so workflow actions and then AI credits is the ability to buy more.
Yeah, AI credits is already possible to buy more of those credits. Workflow action executions, not yet, but we're planning to have that functionality as well.
Awesome. We're kind of running out of questions here. There were some comments about adding Power BI and other integrations to the platform. I think just generally we're going to continue to add as many integrations that make sense for our users. Of course, starting with the data source that we're already connected to in a, like Monday, Notion, those integrated data sources, continuing to expand our native data sources in that way. We will be making this event available on YouTube. And of course, you can always follow up on any questions at any time. Visit our Softr community. And for those that haven't seen any of our latest videos, we've been having Build Week this week, and we had training lessons all throughout this week. And those videos are also on our YouTube channel. You could see the latest on how to build with interfaces, workflows, and databases in a detailed step-by-step way on our YouTube channel now. And I think otherwise, thanks for all the great support today. Thanks for all the kind feedback. We really appreciate all of you tuning in, giving us your feedback, and just building awesome things with our product. It's a really exciting time for Softr. And now that we're full stack, you can do even more. Any other last words before we head on out for the day, team?
No, thanks, JJ, for running this, and thanks everyone for joining. This is great to have you all, try and test this out and give us all of the feedback. We're really excited for what's to come. This is just really the beginning, and there's more to come and more in store for you beyond what we just spoke about, workflows, databases, and app building. But this is just the 0 to 1 version, so it's definitely going to get more powerful.
Awesome.
And if there is any other questions, I guess also JJ, people can follow through. I saw some questions coming after you kind of made the call. So yeah, feel free to send us over either in our community or to JJ directly, and then we'll get back to you.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys all being here. Thanks for the kind words, and we'll see you all soon. See ya.
Thank you, folks.